Hello, everybody, and welcome to another energy focus video. I'm so happy to be with you. I'm a little bit earlier than I usually do this video because I've got a lot going on today, and I didn't want to miss the opportunity to get this week's energy focus out to you. It's a big week with big energy. So first, for those of you who are joining me for the first time, welcome to the energy focus video. This is the intuitive part of the Waves of Communication channel where we really dig in to helping you use your intuition. My name is Marci Melzer, and I am an intuitive. I'm a speech language pathologist and a language facilitation coach and consultant. And my Waves of Communication platform is designed to help parents all over the world use their intuition to connect with the late talkers in your life and help them bring their spoken language out into the world so they can share their wisdom with all of us, because we all need it. Now, today, like every one of my language facilitation energy focus videos, I have 3 components for you. The topic for this week, I'm just going to tell you before I get into the components, I'll tell you the components first. We're going to talk about the astrology, and we're going to talk about the top 3 videos from the Waves of Communication channel I have for you. And I have pulled my language facilitation inspiration cards out. I've already pulled one to share with you that's very appropriate for today's energy. And then if you're joining me live on this video, no matter where you are in the world, if you want to make a comment at that point of the video, I might pull a card for you. We'll just kind of see how it goes. I tend to go with the flow on these energy focus videos. So welcome. Let's dive in, grab your little cup of whatever you got, and let's talk about today's energy. So as I mentioned before, we've got a big topic today, and it is this one. I'm calling it Signs of Success, because this time of year, we've got astrological energy that is the new year. We just started this Aries season. I do Western astrology. That's the only one I study, and I am an astrology noob. I know about my own chart. I follow mostly my intuition. I dabble in a lot of different things because depending on where I am and who I'm talking to and what circumstance I am, I might need to pull out any one of those pile of tricks. And if you're intuitive, you may have your own pile of tricks that you use, including this video that you're watching right now. So like I said, we're going to dig in this week into the signs of success, and how we know there is a lot of activity going on is because what it kind of seems is like a planet sandwich going on, a massive planet sandwich. We're talking about a big hoagie, because all the big players, Mars and Venus and Saturn and Jupiter and Chiron, all the big players are smooshed into one sort of section of the planetary chart that is Aquarius, Pisces, and sneaking into Aries. So the end of Aquarius through Pisces, they're sprinkled all through there. But why I'm calling it a sandwich is because they are bookmarked on both sides by big change makers. In Capricorn is Pluto hanging out, and they're slow moving changers. So while these other planets are moving around a little bit more fast, these bookmark planets have been where they are, and all those other planets, like the meat of the sandwich, is actually getting in place right now. And like I said, we've got Pluto in Capricorn, and over there in Taurus on the other end is Uranus, where it's causing the change, the upheavals, what's new, and surprising things. Guess what? It's time for the new. It's time to take a bite into that sandwich and get forward progress going. That's what we talked about last week. We are springing forward, and now we are taking action. So you should be, if you're doing your work, you should already be seeing signs of progress. For example, during that period of time we were figuring out what we were doing, I secured my new property for my Waves of Communication location, and now the work starts. I've got to upgrade things. I'm finding out what's really it's an old property, so I've got to do a lot of work. I'm finding out all the things that need to still go and be upgraded, and I'm in the midst of the work. So you could be feeling pretty tired right now. and also energized. So this is where you really want to pace your plan. In the language facilitation workbook, we talk about 4 times a day, where 4 times a day you're checking in with your language facilitation journey. And I highly recommend that you multitask during this time, where you are using all these new things that are going on in your life. If you're moving, if you're you're starting new programs, you're starting a new health journey, lots of things. Remember, this is the earth signs, the bread of the sandwich, the foundation that's holding together is where the change is being sparked. And then all of the energy and tools we need is in the meat of the sandwich. So it's up to you to build that sandwich that works for you and use the strategies that are moving forward. And you could be seeing signs of progress. If you're on a language facilitation journey, you could be seeing your late talker listening more. You could be seeing the basic signs of things working. And in fact, tomorrow's live Q&A, I'm going to be talking about very specific language facilitation signs of success. But today, I want to remind you about some previous videos that I've already done that will help you identify some of these signs. And actually, the first one that I have, considering we're talking about signs, let me get back really quick. I have to go back to my top 3 videos graphic. This is the section of the video where I'm going to be talking about the top 3 videos from the Waves of Communication platform to help you move forward this week using these energies, looking for signs of success. So the first video that I have to share with you, and all the description or the links to these videos on my YouTube channel are in the description of this video. And the first one is this: how to use signs and gestures to facilitate speech. Because remember, we're going to see signs. Now, your late talker, one of those signs is that they could be increasing the accuracy of their nonverbal communication, because now they're listening and engaging better. But remember, they still don't have spoken language yet. So they could be starting to use better gestures and better pointing and those mores and give me and all those, if they do know them, are becoming a little bit more accurate, and they're starting to initiate those things. These are signs of evolution. And that video that I just showed you is if you're doing that, if you see those things. This is not how to initiate that. This is how to use them when you see them in the late talker. Because remember, in our language facilitation process, we are shifting the nonverbal communication behavior that you already see. You're not creating any new nonverbal communication. That develops in the late talker as they evolve from one basic form of nonverbal communication, crying, all the way up through the evolution. And signs and gestures are one of those stopping points. And sometimes kids will get stuck in that area. And that's why that video is important for you to watch this week, because nobody's getting stuck this week. The energy is too powerful moving forward. You'll be too exhausted if you're spinning your wheels going over the same stuff. Your late talker wants new things. So this is the next one that I want you to look at, the next video today. This is a self-screening video for parents and caregivers about what's causing your child's speech delay, because if you don't know, absolutely know the answer to this question, and it's not just a physical, there's physical, environmental, and mindset blockages to spoken language. And you may have resolved one or more of those areas, but if the other 2 are remaining, you could be stuck in a comfort zone and feeling very frustrated about why am I not seeing the signs that are moving forward? And that's, if you're not seeing those signs, then you really want to dig into the root cause. Because remember, we're not just talking about physical things or diagnosis here. We're talking about the environment. We're talking about your mindset, your connection level with the late talker. All of that is talked about in that video in the description box. Now, the third video that I have for you is this one this week, where we're talking about tips to help parents see consistent progress through your language facilitation efforts. That's the whole point here, is that I'm trying to help you move into a place where you know what you're doing is making the progress happen. And that's why you'll stay with it, right? If you don't know that what you're doing or what you're doing is causing. You don't know why you're doing what you're doing. You're just doing it because you saw it on a video or somebody told you to do it or whatever. That's where you could be really spinning your wheels, and then you could be in one of those environmental blockages. So all 3 of these videos will help you this week to keep you moving forward. Even if you feel like you are seeing signs of progress, you might want to review these 3 videos this week just to make sure you're not missing anything, because they're all packed with strategies, just like every video on my Waves of Communication platform. That's why so many of you keep following me and subscribing and doing all that. So that's what I want to do right now is thank you. So oops, excuse me. Thank you to everyone who subscribes to my channel, who watches me and joins me on these crazy little intuitive videos, because I am taking you down a path that other speech therapists don't. I'm owning the woo-woo. I'm owning the energy, because I know that that language facilitation zone is the most important thing for you. As a matter of fact, I just did an amazing interview with another beautiful speech and language pathologist who's living in Israel right now, and she wrote a book called Double Bubble. And yeah, I'm going to be talking about it tomorrow on my video and bringing more images about it. But literally, it is about the language facilitation zone, and it visualizes the language facilitation zone. So that's going to be a really neat resource that you're going to be able to use with your late talkers. And tomorrow's video on the live Q&A coaching, I'm going to be talking about how to spot the signs that your language facilitation is working. All right, so now we're going to move into the part of the video where I talk about my language facilitation inspiration cards. And just like I do before I start this video every week, I meditate for a few minutes about, the theme of what's going on. I do all that as I prepare these videos for you. And then right before I sit down for going live, I go ahead and pull out a card. And the card that I pulled today, let me show it to you here, is this one, and it's I want to help. And I love this card. So this is a yellow chakra card. And first of all, let's look at the image here. This is, and it really resonates with me because I am in the process of fixing up my place, getting ready to make this move for my business. And if you are in the process of doing things around your household, remember, we've got earth signs that are triggering our energy right now. So you could see changes in earth sign related areas, your house, your diet, your vehicle, the things that happen. And that last full moon we just had in Virgo is all about how are you getting your stuff going. It's a earth sign moon with this earth sign planetary sandwich we've got. And so you're doing stuff. I know you're planning stuff. If you're not, then you're missing out. And so the opportunities over the past few weeks, while all these planets were lining up together and joining together in this big stellium of grouping of planets, while they've been building their energy up to make this sandwich for you, the opportunities have been presenting themselves. You've seen them come across on videos or people talking to you, because if you're watching this video, you're using your intuition to guide you through and know the resources that are working for you. You're using the law of attraction to gather the assistance that you need. And I'll tell you what, one of those team players, this is team player time. All the planets are together. Use your team. Create your team. That's what I'm doing. I've got to find plumbing professionals and electrical professionals and contracting professionals, and they don't all work together so well. I have to lead this team and get these people to make my vision of what I want to create, my outcome, come into play. And the late talker wants to participate with you in the process. Let's read the back of this card. It says, empower heroism. I love this because late talkers want to be your hero. You are their hero and they want to be like you. And so empower them to be heroes for you. And you start by modeling what that looks like and being part of the team. They appreciate how you help them overcome struggles. That's why they will try new activities when they feel that they are helping you solve a problem. They appreciate what you do for them and they want to make you happy. And when they see you struggling, they want to help. Remember, how does it feel when you're helpless and you see someone struggling and they won't let you help or they won't ask you to help and you want to help them? These late talkers, they want to help you. They want to be on your team. So here's what you do. You use appropriate vocabulary to talk about the realities of the challenge, your challenge. Oh man, I've got to fix this car. I've got to wire this thing or whatever. Talk about what you're doing. We've got to buy this groceries. We've got to get this new car. Remember, we've got to do this exercise because we're losing weight. Whatever you're doing together, these earth sign things that you're creating in your physical reality. I know you are doing something. You use these opportunities of the jobs that you're doing, the things that are making you exhausted, create a team to help you do it, right? Because when you detail exactly what effort is necessary to change the situation and make you feel better, you just say that it will do that. Wow, if you hold this, it will really help me. If you watch me, I mean, if maybe it's dangerous and the late talker isn't, they can hand you things, they can sit on the step and watch you. And then by helping you, they sit on the step and stay safe. And they're not in the way to get hit by tools or stuff, and that's how they help you feel like you can focus on the DIY project while your late talker's safe because they're focusing on sitting on the step and you're talking about what you're doing and putting them there as their audience. You know what I mean? There's lots of things you can do to help them, and you watch how they offer. See if they bring you a tool. See if they stay by you. See if they want to touch what you're touching and help you lift or carry things. See if they pick up the groceries when you are, getting them out of the car and they try to carry a bag in for you. They want to help, these late talkers, okay? So let them help you do the things in your life. And that is how you're going to move forward and enjoy your progress, because now we're all in this together. And yeah, we're all tired because there's a lot to do. There's no question that there's jobs. Earth signs trigger change. Physical change is diet, exercise, physical moving in your car, getting new, getting rid of old, cleaning out your house, and surgeries or health. I mean, all of this kind of stuff is going on now. Health stuff, the things that you've been putting off all through the pandemic or for the past few years. Remember, those planets weren't aligned then. They're aligned now. We've got our earth sign change sandwich presented to us by the universe. How are you changing? How are you changing? All right, let me just pull a couple cards just to see what kind of energy we pull out about all of this. The exhausted change that comes when we know we're on the path. We know we've got the resources we need, but it's just time to do the work. What's going to help everybody get on the other side to get to the place that's really going to help them? And if you've got a question or you want to say hi, make a comment. I'm not seeing any comments yet, but I see some people joining. Want me to pull a card for you today? Let's see, or share what you're changing. What's your earth sign thing going on? Are you moving? Are you healthing? Are you living somewhere new? Are you cleaning out things? What are you doing in your life? Let's see what's here. We're going to pull one right out from the middle. Aha, stretch your limits. Stretch your limits, everybody. Look at this card, right? We've got exercise. Isn't that crazy how the universe responds? We've got exercise. We've got you're going to have to put your name if you're a Facebook person, because I can't see, all I see is Facebook user because I'm on the StreamYard platform. So put your name in if you want to say hi again with your name. But look at this, stretch your limits, go places in this balloon that you've never been before. Stretch your limits, go places you've never been before. I love this card. Listen to what it says. Rise above comfort zones. First of all, this is yellow solar plexus. what we're doing. We drive through our solar plexus. This is our power source. This is where we have the energy to get done whatever these earth signs are putting in our way. And I don't care. I know my goal. I know my resource. I know what I'm doing. So let's see. All right, it's time to expand your language facilitation models. So maybe you're too limited right now and your late talker wants to expand, rise above comfort zones. If you're saying the same old stuff over and over again, labels of things, think about what's coming out of your mouth. Is it comfort zone language or is it empowering language that is going to help the late talker in your life learn something new? Remember, most of the words that you're saying, they already know. They need to hear those words they know used in functional ways that apply to their life. That's when they pick them up. Identify moments you don't even want to talk, right? Because you're not confident that you'll be heard. That's what we're feeling right now with this exhaustion energy. Oh my gosh, I've been doing language facilitation for 6 months now. And guess what? That alignment, this earth sandwich that we've got going on right now, it wasn't there when you first started. It's there now. That's why now you're starting to see the sign of progress. So identify when you could be just ready to give up, right? And then the biggest change comes right when you're ready to give up. Don't give up. You could feel exhausted, but don't give up. Just conserve. You know, this earth sign energy requires grounding, meaning that you've got to be a participant in this. If you worry about what if it doesn't, and that's where I go, because I am all fire and air. I have no earth in my chart. And during times like this, I'm trying to manipulate things that I need to go with the flow and let happen as they happen. So take the opportunity to try new strategies that make speech fun. Make speech fun. If it isn't fun, it isn't fun. If you haven't read this book, it's available on Audible. Now, you can go to Amazon. The link is in the description of this video. If it isn't fun, it isn't fun. It is all about why you're blocked, why you're stuck in your lack of comfort zone, why you're feeling the need to move and go and do something different because where you are right now isn't working anymore. It isn't fun. And maybe it was fun before, but now with this new alignment, if it is not right for you, it's going to break down. Look at everything that's breaking down, but you just can, like I am. You walk through it because you know the stuff that's breaking down isn't for you anyway. There's something else out there calling you. You know that. That's why you're getting there. So, Mewish, let me pull a card for you. What's going on in your life? I didn't see a comment, but it did put your name. Let's see what the universe has for you. And the late talker you have is slow down. Look at that. So remember, we could be feeling very tempted. This is the grounding card, right? If you are feeling very tempted to push I want these contractors to do their work yesterday. I want to move into this place. I want to be there now. And I know that's not feasible because I have to wait in line. These contractors aren't all available. It's a big boom right now. Hopefully you don't hear the gardeners outside because there's a lot of work going on right now. So this is talk more slowly. So Mewish, I'm guessing that your late talker is subconsciously telling you that your speech is too fast. You might be giving good language models, but they're not slow enough for your late talker because it says here that late talkers need to hear slow, clear language models like this, so they can easily process. Feel how this is grounding the energy. When I was talking about planets and sandwiches and all that, now I'm talking more slowly, and you can feel coming from this video how the energy changes, how you can follow every single word and every single sound. Now, it might be grating on your, I want to go, I got to get this done, but that's your lesson right now. because you're going too fast. You're going to miss something important, and you're going to be in the mindset where you're going to want to push. And as soon as you start to push or be in control, like I'm going to create, I'm going to make this kid, as soon as your mindset goes to I'm going to make this happen, then you need to slow down and ground, because you're wrong. You're not making anything happen. You're facilitating the late talker to make it happen. It only talks when they do it, right? That's your lesson today. So choose a 2 to 3 minute interaction and talk 3 times more slowly. If you get this card, that means you got to triple down your slow. Triple down your slow. Everybody watching this video right now needs to slow down your speech during your language facilitation times. It's not 24/7, 4 times a day. You learn that in your workbook, right? This is how we shift behavior into speaking. 4 times a day, you focus on the behavior you see and you facilitate the language that would replace it. 4 times a day. That's how it works. When you do that 4 times a day, your late talker will start talking more. All right, Allison, look at this. She's got some earth sign stuff going on. Organizing the house 1 area at a time. Limiting how many toys are out helps my late talker ask for things. I just did this video. About limiting and your toys. You can find it on my channel. Look for there's a whole spring cleaning playlist on my YouTube channel. Just go to Waves of Communication on YouTube, and under the search bar, just click cleaning, and you'll see a whole process of how to do this, how you can facilitate language with 5 toys in your house. That's it. You only need 1 for each category. I tell you how it's doing. But look at this. I love my kids seeing me clean, and they love to talk about it and help. Bye-bye dirt, sweep. I love it. And what you're going to replace is space, right? All the clutter, the dirt, all that stuff is gone. And now you got room to run around. You can make obstacle courses. You can build forts. You can create together with the late talkers, because there's no clutter around to do it, right? If you're in Australia, you're getting ready to go into winter, and it's been very rainy, and we've all been in with lockdowns and all that stuff. Creating the space inside the home that you live. I mean, that's a big part of what I'm doing when I'm moving to my new one. I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff. I inherited stuff from people over the years and years and years that was their stuff that they picked up at rubbage sales and all that stuff. And I call them rubbage sales. So that's the whole thing, in your energy. It's easy to activate this if you're not doing that kind of thing. Let's talk about what if you're in the midst of all kinds of change, kind of like the two of us are feeling. Oh, this one stuck out right now. And this one says, I'm watching you talk. Look at this imagery. Look at that eye contact, right? And that's exactly what she said her kids are doing. I love my kids seeing me clean, and they love to talk about it and help. Bye-bye dirt, sweep. So she's putting on the show. Allison, way to go with your language facilitation work. You are right on track, because your kids are watching you. They're watching you when you talk on the phone to your mom. They're watching you when you do Zoom calls. They're watching you when you're talking to them. They watch you when you're talking to your partner. They're not just turning you off when, they're eavesdropping on you all the time, because remember, they want to be like you. Oh, and they're learning when you hurry, and you drop something, and they're like, oh, when you run, you could fall down or whatever, and you teach your kids lessons through their observations of you. So this is all about your mouth. And I'm just getting intuitively that your whole activity is really helping And your late talkers may benefit because they're already good at watching your overall activity. Like when you clean, they're interested in watching that, which is great because you got to clean anyway. Like I said, we're multitasking here. So you're not exhausted from cleaning plus having to do an extra pretend play activity. You give the kids some kind of broom and let them sweep. You know what they're pretending they're getting the dirt while you're actually getting the dirt. You know what I mean? This is how you're giving them opportunities to practice. And while they're practicing, they're listening and they're going to start looking more and more and more. Like in this image, this kiddo's really looking right in the eyes to see how do you feel, and right at your mouth to see how are you saying those words. And the farther up the scale in the language facilitation, is the farther you go up the scale with this. This is when we talk about language facilitation expression in the workbook, the farther up the scale the kids go, the more motivated they are to try hard. So motivated at the very top that they're teaching other people how to talk, right? That's at the level 7 where they're like, I'm so inspired by you that I'm teaching my little brother or my little sister to talk, right? This is how your language facilitation evolution happens through your facilitation, and your late talkers are watching you. They're watching you. So give them great models. Model who you want them to be because they want to be like whoever you are. They love you that much, right? Hold things near your mouth. Talk face to face a lot. Now, you have those times that you're doing your cleaning, but remember, you also need time to do it because remember, your late talker wants it. He needs the extra time. This is also why kids like the Gemini app, because they are watching the mouth of the person who does it. Now, the Gemini app cannot replace this because this boy is looking into the eyes of that dad. And whatever that dad says, let's go home, could mean let's go home because there's good things to go at home, or let's go home because we don't want to be here, or let's go home because I'm tired, or let's go home, right? Let's go home could mean a lot of different things because the meaning behind it. Remember, just like your late talkers' behavior when they drag you, let's go, could be, why are they saying let's go? Let's go because I'm tired. Let's go because I'm scared. Let's go because something better is at home. Right? That is the whole reason that the Gemini program isn't going to facilitate conversational language. Even though they're modeling conversational language, it's not going to facilitate it. You have to have the actual experiences yourself. It's an interesting model. It's like the workout at the gym. You go and do the weights, and then you prove how strong you are when you go to your construction job, or you lift your groceries, or you aren't sore when you wake up in the morning, right? That's the effects, right? We've got these earth sign things for a reason. We need the support. We need the foundation of what we're doing in our life. And right now, your child is wanting to know. All these late talkers, the foundation of their talking is your language models. Their earth is your language models. The real thing. Show me what it looks like. Tell me what it looks like. Okay, so let's see. Allison says, yes, my 3-year-old has apraxia. Her twin does not. It's all about the mouth. She just will do her best. It's not, you won't ever manipulate that mouth either. She needs to change her own mouth. I hope you're not doing apraxia work where you're actually physically manipulating or making her say sounds. The best way to get apraxia kids who are really physically apraxic, like they've got other physical things going on, if they've got it in their limbs, if they've got it in their fingers, if they're got it in eating and those kinds of things. That's what I'm talking about, a real physical apraxia. Because if a child, and then if that's going on, the exercises that work are only functional exercises. If you want to train eating, you have to eat. If you want to train talking, you have to talk in words, not sounds, because the way that speech is utilized and produced is it's a combination of sounds is speech. There is no building blocks. Like you say a sound and then you learn that sound changes depending on the word that it's in. That's why single sound work for kids with apraxia is not recommended. Definitely not on this channel, not ever. No exercises, none of that stuff is necessary unless your child has had a physical impairment, like a restriction, like a tongue tie kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where you've got to actually remove because those things were physically restricted. Now they're moving muscles. These are programming. Apraxia is a programming issue. And with language facilitation, you reprogram functionally. Like kids with cerebral palsy learn to walk by walking on treadmills with actual people guiding their steps so that they look like the brain learns how it's supposed to go. Because kids who are not talking yet due to apraxia, they need neurological reprogramming. And what you want to train is the functional thing you want the brain to do. It's not a scaffolding thing for speech. I'm sorry if that's what you learned or whatever in your stuff, but that's not functional. And I am finding that families who are signing on to work with me, who have kids with real physical cerebral palsy diagnoses, when they abandon those single word physical manipulation issues, then the progress decreases. You know, they have to abandon those things because they're terribly incredibly anxiety causing to these lay talkers. You're literally asking them to do things that their brain feels is impossible to get a reward. And they want the reward, but they physically can't do it. And you can't reprogram that, like I said, the other way. So I promise if you have an issue, I could help you with that. And she says, I still get the books and schedule. I will get the books and schedule concept. She has very inconsistent sounds, often in the wrong order and resist lips closure. That's not apraxia. That's not apraxia. That's not apraxia at all. That's just some miscoordination in her language models and probably a lot of broken down stuff that she can't use. And so that's why it's a mess. So if she is initiating speech without prompting, and then she's resisting speech with prompting, that's prompt avoidance. That's not apraxia. And you can find rapid improvement with this child. I promise you, using language facilitation. So I hope, Allison, you do investigate my resources. Wow, really got kind of deep there. We are grounding, right? This is, if you are not seeing signs of progress, like sitting, listening, watching you clean is an amazing situation. You've got a lay talker who wants to join you, who wants to learn from you. Don't you want to learn how to teach them? Don't you want to learn how to facilitate their effort increasing every day to get them talking? That's what we do on the language facilitation. And it's all about this language facilitation zone that I talk about. We're going to be talking about that a lot tomorrow, and how connection with your child in the language facilitation zone, where you're both focused on the same topic at the same time. You're not trying to make anything happen. You're trying to facilitate it happening naturally, because you know, as the facilitator, as the parent, as the guide, as the one who knows this child the best, they have potential. Certainly they do. If your child is trying to talk, and she's got a twin, you know, there's lots of environmental things going on here that you are not investigating. And I really suggest you start with the 3 videos that I suggested today, and get the workbook and really dig in. And if you want to see improvement, that's when coaching comes into play, because I can get this turned around really fast in our program. And you can too. That's all we do. I just give you information. It's up to you to take the action. That's what language facilitation is all about. Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions coming in today, but what a great video. You know, sometimes it's time to call it action, and this is action time. We've all got something to do, and I'm just sending you out all the best energy, because it's exhausting times when we're trying to make change. And again, if you're resistant to change, you're going to really struggle. You're going to really struggle because the universe, we got this sandwich you're being offered. And if you're struggling to embrace the change, you're going to go down with what's breaking down because it's not breaking down. If someone tells you, no, I can't help you, get to when you in your head know the outcome that you are seeking for your late talker and whoever you engage with, it's time now to realize, are they on your team or are they on another team, right? Your goal is to help this child, the child you know, the one you love, help them with their issue. And they're all different. They're all different. Even Allison's got twins. How much more of a similar situation could you have? And they're different. They're different humans with different energy, right? So let's see this one really quick. My son, before he was blank, when I called his name, we felt he's not there. I was so surprised watching him helping me, but still I feel something is missing him. He has words, sometimes it comes, but not like I want. This is when language facilitation will help you. Like I said, if you feel like you're seeing signs, but remember, not like I want, of course, not like I want, that means that you've got more facilitating to do. If you're not seeing the outcome you want, it's up to you. You know, I realize that this child is doing it, but you're facilitating their effort. It's your job to help them, to equip them, to empower them, and then to be patient and let it happen. Because whatever you want to happen isn't going to happen without some facilitation, right? Otherwise, the late talker is going to stay in a comfort zone. They're going to train you how they will non-verbally communicate. You respond to that and your life stays copacetic. You get through the day. Every day, it's all about getting through the day, getting through the day, getting through the day. If you want more, if you want your late talker to be able to talk to everybody, that's when you need to invest yourself in the language facilitation journey. And it starts watching videos, getting the books, working with me, because getting the cards, whatever you find is resonant for you, because it is up to you to do this job and no one else can, moms and dads. Nobody else can do this but you. It's up to you. We've got a universally Earth sandwich with all the best planets working together. They're all moving forward too, by the way. There is no retrograde going on, and that's rare over the next few weeks. And at the end of this sandwich, like when we get to the end of all this stuff, we've got an eclipse, which is going to be like put that sandwich in the panini press and get it on fire, because it is ready to go, you guys. You are creating your outcome right now. You have the opportunity. If you're watching this video and you're still watching now, own it. Own it. Like this video. Own that you're on the journey. Comment below with a little emoji and say, yep, me. I'm doing it. It's mine. I'm taking this. I'm eating that sandwich. I'm taking a bite out of it. Comment with your emoji sandwich, right? Because when you engage with this, that's why I do these videos. You know what I mean? I look like the most wacky speech therapist out there, but I know that connection works. And I am meeting professionals all over through this podcast situation. I'm finding social work people, speech pathologists, OTs, anxiety experts, parents, ADHD people, IEP people. All of these people, they're all intuitive, like me. They just don't want to admit it because they're still trying to work in the evidence-based world, but they are helping families like you. There are people out there that will be on your team. I'm just the language facilitation component. If you're struggling with academics, there are academic people. If you're struggling with behavior, there are behavioral people, sleep people, eating people. Search them out, interview them, find out if they're intuitive like me, and they're going to connect with you and understand the problems that you have going on, and not just throw this is what we do with kids who have XYZ, right? This is what we do here. It's not about what they do. It's about what your late talker needs, right? That's how you find it. Okay, enough ranting for now. Time for me to get out of here and get over to my new property, because I've got some meetings going on with contractors and getting my Earth sandwich going. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is live Q&A day every Thursday at noon. You're going to be able to join me with questions a little bit more like we got into starting today, where I'm going to really be able to give you tips and strategies and all that stuff. 11 a.m. Eastern. You can always put questions on my videos and I collect them to do Q&As. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about how to know if your language facilitation is actually working and what to do if you don't feel like you're seeing those signs. So join me tomorrow for coaching, and I'll see you all then. Bye for now.